Welcome to Microsoft Hates Greg. My name is Greg Deckler, and we've done it. We've finally gotten to where we wanted to be. Now, I realize that this is two 10, 15-minute videos for you guys. This has literally been like 20, 30 hours of just banging my head against the wall to try to do something that should be simple, right? I want to compare Direct Lake to import storage mode. That's all I want to do. But in order to get there, right, you have to actually get data into the into the lakehouse, which is proven next to impossible. But we got there. We got there in the last video. Took our small, tiny 600 million row data set, generating Perl in literally like under a minute. Loaded it up. Upload took a little while, probably 20, 30 minutes to get it into Fabric as a file, right? This guy had to change it to a CSV file. Then I could get and actually load it into a table, select the new table. There it is, man. Here it is, append one. We got it, right? I then used my Power Query queries to create my other in a data flow Gen 2 to create these other really tiny tables, right? This one and this one are really 53 rows. This is 2 rows. This is 1 row. So apparently Fabric can handle that. Now I did confirm that I do in fact have my 600 million rows in this table, right? And then I could use this this semantic model button here to create a semantic model. And here's my semantic model. I've given up on the whole like clicking through Fabric and then waiting for the load screens and all of that. So I just duplicated the tabs. I'll save you that hassle. And my frustration. So I was able to create relationships. I was going to do some stuff with RLS. Maybe I'll get to that later. I mean, I had lots of big plans for this, and just the amount of effort that it's taken just to get to where I am now, I've had to kind of strip out a bunch of that stuff. Okay, and I was able to create my measures, right? So let's first take a look at the local copy. So this is the local copy, and I'll show you these measures. These measures are all pretty simple, right? In terms of grab my max, my start week, max my week end, and then I do a summarize, right? I do an accept to find the differences. Now, in this case, again, I gave up on a lot of stuff. I didn't care that these all come back blank because I had basically the same IDs for all dates, right? Anyway, doesn't matter. Still has to go through the logic, filter the tables, do the accept, and come back with the null set and all that. And I don't think it really makes any difference one way or the other. So anyway, if I came back with like, oh, there's 50,000 rows that are are mismatched, or if there's none that are mismatched, who cares? Anyway, all right. So these are all just variations of that, right? And so let's go ahead and start recording, and I'll show you. This is the local copy. Let's do refresh visuals. And this again, I was trying to do some optimization on what's the most efficient way to solve this problem. And you'll probably be surprised at me saying this, but these actually, let's wait for these to come back. 9 seconds should come back here. There we go. And then the last one, come on. All right. So 20 seconds versus, I was able to have the time, right? So this was what the pro bono client was doing originally. Was this? No, except this. This is what they're doing originally. Well, they weren't even using summarize, but that's a whole other story. They're doing a filter, and then they were adding a column. And anyway, it was a whole big thing. This obviously was not a good way to do it. So the first step in optimizing it, right, was to use summarize and then an accept, and that knocked the time down. It really doesn't matter whether you use summarize columns. Which one's this one? Summarize columns. Summarize seems a little bit faster than summarize columns, but that who knows? That could be margin of error. And then and you guys are probably gonna be surprised at me saying this, but but I'm an honest broker on this stuff, man. The actual fastest one was actually using calculate table. Was able to knock it down to about 6 seconds, or about half of the other ones. The calculate table looks like this: calculate table, distinct ID, then treat as. And I really think that it's really this treat as that really helps speed up the process, and that it's too bad that treat as is a little bit limited especially outside of calculate table. But anyway, but this, again, honest broker, man, calculate table better than the no calculate approach, right? As far as in this case, in terms of optimization. There you go. If anybody's got a way to speed this up further, I love to hear about it. Okay, so you can see the results here, like 9 seconds, 15, 16, 20 seconds. This is on a local import model running on my desktop. Okay, but that's not a fair comparison with the live. So I created a live report. So I published that up, created a live report, right? Same settings, same measures, everything else. Put them all in here. We can go to Performance Analyzer, start recording, and refresh our visuals. There's a live report against the same semantic model, import mode. Okay, I thought this was coming back a lot faster before. This seems a lot slower. Maybe it's a caching kind of thing going on. Who knows? Yeah, this is definitely different results than what I was expecting. May have to run this again. So in this case, they all came back in about the same amount of time, about 10, it's 15, 10. So definitely different. Okay, so this is the CT. That one is a summarize no except. It took the longest. Summarize columns, right? But they all took longer. Then let's refresh these again, see if we get different results here. You guys are seeing, I mean, I've run through this, but okay, there we go. That's something got cached. It looks like that was a kind of a cold run, maybe. And then now it's been cached somewhere. Yep, we're getting faster results, and that's our CT. They're a little out of order compared to just because of copying and pasting and stuff like that. So again, the fastest one, yep, fastest one was our calculate table, and it's actually a little faster than even running it locally, which I was kind of surprised at. Our slowest one is the summarize no except, no surprise there. And then our other two using summarize is faster than summarize columns. There you go. This is a live report running against an import mode model in the service, and you can see the results there. So first run took a little while, but then it looks like some caching happened and we got some faster results, this is what normally I was expecting. Drum roll, please. The direct link. Is it good? Is it worth it? Now, first thing before we get into the performance analysis, I know you guys are dying, but you can see these are all broken. Why are these broken? Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you why. Let's get back to this guy. Okay, so when I went into the and added the CSV file and created a table from it using the interface from the files, it created all the columns as text, or these got created as numbers, but the date was recognized as text for whatever reason. I'm probably going to try to fix that. But it's an interesting scenario in that there's no way to fix this once it's that I can find. Once it comes in as text, it's text, and there's nothing you can do about it. So it didn't recognize this as a date, like it recognized these as numbers when it created the tape from the table, probably because maybe I need to be 05/14/2023 once the year last. I don't know. As for a follow-up video, maybe. I'm gonna have to take a break from this stuff just to recoup my sanity on this. All right, so I can't fix it here, right? So maybe I can fix it in the semantic model, right? So I come over here, date. No, I can't. It is what it is. So I can't fix it, right? It is what it is, and I'm tired of messing with it. So maybe I'll take a break of about, I'll take a vacation for maybe a couple of weeks and then come back and see if I can tackle this problem yet again. But it's like you have to have the stars align for any of this to work at all, even in simple stuff. But we do have one that works. We have one that works. So let's go ahead and give it a try, right? So hit start recording. This is a live Power BI report connected live to my semantic model, which is in direct lake mode, right? So it's in direct lake mode. If I hover over this, direct link. And this is what that Power BI report is connected to. All right, let's do it. Refresh the visuals. Now, this is first run, right? So kind of similar to the import mode. It seems like it's taking a little bit longer time. These come back blank, but still running. Still, come on. Okay, so 21 seconds and the DAX query took 12. Whatever else was going on, other took another. So let's compare that to our live report here, and that is this guy. So again, 21 seconds, about 10 seconds of a DAX query. So there we go. Now, does it improve, right? 12 seconds, all right. So maybe a little slower. We'd have to run quite a few, we'd have to run, does it improve, right? Similar to the import model. Hit refresh, definitely some improvement around the slicers. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. 151 milliseconds, right? 151 milliseconds. That's impressive, right? That's very cool. So obviously something got cached or something is going on in the service that it's remembering that query and returning, these results blazing speed, right? Even faster than when we did our second runs. This guy, right? 8 seconds versus once it's cached in there available, milliseconds, right? Not even seconds. That is really cool, right? And now maybe some of you are out there like, Greg, are you saying something good about Fabric? I'm an honest broker, man. When this stuff works and it's good, I'm going to say it's good. When it doesn't work and it's bad, I'm going to say it's bad. Okay? That's how I operate. There is no mystery as far as that goes. So yeah, man, this looks like it has some promise, right? This is like a diamond in the rough, I guess you could say. If by rough you mean that this gem of a feature is surrounded by a huge steaming pile of garbage, which is Fabric, right, into the lake house and everything, then yeah, this looks really like a promising feature to me. So it's unfortunate that it's in Fabric. and that the lake house is so awful to even like attempt to get data into it. So I mean, yeah, this looks like a really promising feature. Is it worth the headache to actually load data into the lake house? I don't see it, man. Oh, what a nightmare. But and if you don't have everything absolutely perfect and the stars align, broken, doesn't work. So, and you get to redo everything. You have to start from scratch and redo everything. So there you have it, man. There's the payoff. Direct link looks cool. I don't know if it's worth the headache to get there, but you'll make that decision. That's all I had for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.